Dale, when I was first asked to do a story or a recollection of you from the past, the first thing that really came to mind was in 5th grade when we first started coming to Pequea. Every Sunday, the main thing I wanted to do was find a way to sit next to you in the service and to somehow get in between you and Anne-Marie when she was here. And I guess I was obsessed with you, and I'm not exactly sure why. I do wish you the best. I'll be praying for you a lot, and definitely keep in touch.
Hey, Dale and Anne-Marie. Wanted to wish you the best in the retirement. You guys have worked hard all these years serving the Lord. You deserve it. It's been a pleasure having you here at Pequea. I hope you have a lot of great plans for as you head off into retirement and you really enjoy yourselves.
Hey, he's not retiring.
He's not retiring?
No, he's taking a new church in Canada.
At their age?
What can I say about Dale Shaw? I've known Dale a little over 11 years. That's about how long our family has been coming to Pequea. Over the years, Dale has been very forthcoming with a lot of advice, some of which is useful. For instance, last year he advised me to buy a Chevrolet van that I could drive to California and back in, and we only ran out of gas once, so I guess that was pretty good advice. And I don't care what people say about his sermons, 2 or 3 of them have actually been very good. I thought maybe I'd sing you a song, Dale, but I just can't remember all the words to Bud the Spud. But I will think of you every time I get that song stuck in my head and can't get it out. Oh well, I guess it's time for you to take off, eh? Be sure and say hi to Red Green if you see him.
Oh, they're from Canada. Okay. Yeah. Well, that explains how he says a boot, you know. I mean, all these years I've been praying for his speech impediment, so.
I remember Pastor Dale would always chase me, and when he would get me, he would always tickle me.
I want to thank you, Pastor Shaw, for the many years you've given to us here at Pequea. You have encouraged me. You have inspired me to be the best that I could be. My prayer is that God would use you in a mighty way. I'm going to miss you and Anne-Marie, but I know that God will direct you and guide you. God bless you and watch over you.
Man, what am I even going to talk about? I mean, I thought this was a retirement thing. I've never found Dale particularly inspiring. You know what I mean? I don't think he's ever really shown any interest in me or, motivated me at all. So.
Well, we were on a trip to Nicaragua the first time the church had went. We had time in the evenings to discuss and sit around in the motel. And one of the subjects I got on with Dale was some of my ups and downs in my early life. It encouraged me to do a daily prayer life and to bring a lot of daily things before the Lord in prayer. And I really want to thank Dale for that, because in my last number of years that has really helped out in a lot of my work scenes and also in my personal life, and to encourage others to do it also.
Well, have you ever gone on a mission trip with him?
No. I mean, I filled out the forms, I even laminated one of them because I thought, how he is about organization. I laminated it, put it in a binder and everything, but he's never picked me. I don't know. Some of those people they take too, I mean, what are they doing? Can they run a wheelbarrow? They're not. Look at this. I could do some work, you know what I'm saying? But no, he's never asked me to go, so I guess he doesn't like me. I don't know.
14 years of leadership here. I think we see evidence of God using him in a mighty way. I've seen a lot of people come to know Christ through Dale, that he through his ministry and his speaking, that he played a major role in their lives. God uses people, his people, through in many ways for a time and a season, and God used Dale, and the time and season is up. I thank Dale and Anne-Marie for the years that they spent with us. And so they go with love from Pequea and from Judy and I personally. I just think it's been a good relationship. Dale, one of the things I might give you some advice. I am a little older than you. You got to give up playing with cars. This is ridiculous. I don't know who got sandbagged into boxing all those cars, but I thank the Lord that it wasn't me. Now, General Motors has really made a comeback, and I think they have surpassed Ford. So when you get back to Canada, I think you're going to have a different tune to sing about this whole car thing.
It was 3 years ago. I went on a mission trip to Esteli, Nicaragua. We were loading the van up one day to go to Shenandoah, and they had put all the luggage on the top of the van, and they had roped it all down, and the rope was hanging right where Dale was sitting at the window, and one of the guys, I think it was Steve Groff, explained to Dale that he had to hang on to that rope. Or I think I told him he had to hang on to that rope so that it didn't come undone. So for 2.5 hours, Dale hung on to the rope, didn't realize that we were just joking with him. Well, Dale picked me up when I needed him the most. I guess he was one of God's little angels to me. Most of all, Dale, I thank you for the time you spent with me, and the tears and the laughter and the prayers. I thank you, Dale, for showing me the book and encouraging me to read it. And you've made me such a better person by it all.
Dale is one of my best friends. I'm sad that he's leaving, but I told him I'm proud of him and his willingness to take on a new major challenge. When we first met, I immediately recognized him as an effective leader. He's willing to consider new ideas, to take chances on new people, and therewith he gives people opportunities to serve they would not otherwise have gotten. Dale preaches from a solid base of knowledge of the Bible, and it's obvious that's how he lives.
I remember once talking with Pastor Dale about something that was happening at church, and he said, we need to celebrate this. And I said, celebrate? And he said, yes. It's so important that we remember to celebrate. And that made such an impression on my life that there are times now that I think, this is something very great. I've got to really remember this and celebrate.
So somebody was just here telling about how Dale loves to celebrate things.
Yeah, I don't know what I would do with that. I mean, what am I? Celebrate good times. Come on. Nah, I never read that in him. So.
Well, I'm 14 years old, and Pastor Dale's been really the only senior pastor I've known because he's been here a total of 14 years, and he was the person to baptize me at the Conestoga pool when I was a little one, and he was the inspiration to do my missions project for the orphanage in Romania. He was the first person to give me the go-ahead to start up on my project.
Something good about Dale. I wish he'd asked me to come to his house or go to a race or something. I don't know. The longer I sit here, it's like I don't even know the guy. You know what I mean? So.
One thing I remember most about Pastor Dale was soon after my wife and I began coming to Pequea, he challenged me to get involved with different things that were in the church. And I remember he kept challenging me to go to one of the leadership seminars that was coming up. And admittedly, I was dragging my feet over it, but after a couple times that he said something to me about it, I took it. And I'm really glad that he kept urging me to do that, because I think it did have an impact on my life and what I'm doing here at the church. So I want to thank Pastor Dale for taking the time to encourage me to do that.
Since I've been little, everybody has been saying that I have the gift of prayer, and I'm pretty sure that Pastor Dale has been 100% influence on that, and he's just been a big help with me, and I've taken notes during Sunday church and of his message, and it's really been a big influence.
Harry and I came to visit one Sunday morning, and lo and behold, that night I got a phone call. That's how I first met Dale. And he was welcoming us to Pequea, asking about us, where we had lived and what we had done for a living, etc. And we just had a nice chat, and during the conversation I realized that he was calling from Florida. And I thought, the senior pastor calling from Florida, they either really like us or they're desperate for new members. He's moving to northeastern Lake Erie, and we're moving to southeastern Lake Erie. And it's around the lake, it's probably a good 2.5 hour drive. So if he's not busy with his church work, I'm wanting him to work on a project to build a bridge across Lake Erie, because we could get to his home in 30 minutes. And I know that I'm certainly going to be needing him for a lot of things. And of course, Anne Marie has invited us to Christmas dinner for the last 2 years, and I'm hoping that we'll get an invitation to spend Christmas dinner with the Shaws in Canada this year.
Dale is an excellent leader. I have really appreciated his time at Pequea. Can you bring that closer? Oh, good. Dale and Anne-Marie, I hope you don't mind us having a little fun at your expense. Obviously, I'm kidding. You know, we've really appreciated the time we've spent with you guys here at Pequea. Sherry and I and the kids, you've made it feel like home here, and I know a lot of people would say the same thing. And we just appreciate your service here. We know God's calling you to great things in Canada. Wish you the best. Know you're going to do a great job up there. Our loss is going to be their gain. So good luck. You think he'll buy that?